Lou is out and about. He has been all morning long, going from sweet corn to something else we look forward to on the 4th of July, and that is
he's been beaming all
fireworks.
morning.
We are here at the Northern Warren Fire Department. We are here with Fire Chief Brian Vance because, of course, you talk about 4th of July, you talk about fireworks, but Brian, we want to make sure we emphasize, and with a capital E, safety when it comes to fireworks at this time of year.
Absolutely. Safety is number one for everybody that's involved with shooting off fireworks. The laws have changed. Iowa is allowing fireworks to be shot off from June 1st through July 8th. But local ordinances, check with your local ordinance to see if they're allowed in your city or town or area that you live in. And but first of all, we want to make sure everybody has a fun holiday, but also the main focus is safety.
And again, if you're in Des Moines, folks, that's a no-no. You can't shoot fireworks off in Des Moines. We are not in Des Moines. We are outside the Des Moines city limits over at the Northern Warren Fire Department right now, which is why we're going to be able to demonstrate some of these things right now. But some of the things that we hear time and time again, Brian, is some of the really simple things that people have fun with, like sparklers. You know, how many times, folks, have you had sparklers handed to you when you were a kid and people run around with sparklers, and those can really be dangerous, can't they?
Yes, they can. They burn at a very high temperature. And so we want to make sure that people understand what the dangers are for sparklers. We hand them off to kids all the time to play with. And also with the new fireworks, the firecrackers, the M5000s is readily available for purchase from the retailers. And we just want to demonstrate what the dangers are with those.
All right, let's do that right now. Let's start with the sparkler here. Okay, here's a sparkler, and we have it just by where our shirt is. Now, there's a typical sparkler. You can see how red hot it is getting, and it's burning up. And if somebody's playing with a sparkler, so be it. But as it gets close to clothing, and even if you just brush your clothing, this is where things get dangerous, isn't it, Brian?
Yes, it is. If they're not wearing any flame retardant clothing.
And really, who wears flame retardant clothing?
Not very many. Some of the kids' clothes come like that, but most of the clothes are just cotton polyester.
Yeah, you can see that it's starting to scorch the shirt there right now, and the shirt has ignited, as a matter of fact. But this is going to continue up on this this mannequin that is here. So the shirt is ignited, and you can see the smoke coming off of the shirt right now. But this is probably one of the most dangerous things that's out there for a number of individual cases of getting hurt, isn't it?
Yes.
And you can see the shirt is starting to get engulfed in flames right now. So this is not a good situation, obviously. So this gives you firsthand view as to what can happen and how dangerous something as simple, Brian, as a sparkler is.
Yes.
Now, you also mentioned that something else that was readily available. What's the other thing that you talked about that was readily available?
The M5000s. It's a firecracker. A lot of people don't throw it in time, and it can go off in your hand.
Okay, now we have some in here, okay, and we're going to show you what happens. These are the regular firecrackers that you can get all over the state of Iowa. And Chris wants you to zoom in on here. We're going to light this, and we're going to step back and show you what's going to happen. So go ahead, Brian. Yeah, that's not good. This here, that could have been a finger. Okay, you don't want that to happen. So that's not a good thing, and you're going to have some damage. Look, there's some damage on there. You're going to get burns all over your hands. That's not a good situation. But again, look at this here. It got everything engulfed in flames now from a simple sparkler. But Brian, two of the most simple things. We'll come back over here for just a second here. Chief Vance, two of the most simple things that people are going to probably utilize this next couple of days more than any others.
Yes, it's probably the cheapest and easiest for people to get a hold of, and they pass it off to the kids to have a fun 4th, but we want to make sure they're safe.
There you go. And now we're going to talk about safety. In case anybody is doing anything like this, you have the fire burning behind us. What if something does get out of control? We talked about this earlier, and you might have some reservations about calling your fire department, for example. You are located where? Tell everybody where you're located.
We're located at 2300 R63 Highway, just south of the bypass on Southwest 9th. We do protection for Northern Warren Fire District, which is about from County Line Road south to halfway down to Indianola, from 65, 69 over to just on the east side of Norwalk.
Okay, well, we have Assistant Fire Chief Bob has the fire extinguisher behind us here. I'm not sure if you want to do the honors here. Is that
get to put the lady out.
You get to put the fire out. This guy used to be the fire chief here at the Northern Warren Fire Department. Just, you know, there you go. So you just want to make sure you have something on hand like this, Brian, and just having something like a fire extinguisher when you are lighting off fireworks, that is something that's pretty much a no-brainer too, isn't it?
Right, you should have some type of extinguishment close by for if you're doing a larger display. Also with smaller, things just as simple as a sparkler, having some form of extinguishment. The rods get hot. Put the rods in water after use so the kids don't come back by and pick them up and burn their hands. So also, if for some reason the clothing does catch on fire, the simplest thing is stop, drop, and roll.
There it is. Pretty simple. Folks, all right, now we have the safety portion of the program taken care of. Brian Vance, thank you so much, buddy.
You're still welcome.
Again, we'll be spending some more time with him this afternoon, too, folks. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But look behind us. See what's behind us? Folks, we've talked about daytime fireworks for 20 years in this town. We've shown you daytime fireworks on radio. We're actually going to show you daytime fireworks on TV when we come back, the first time ever, right here on CW Iowa Live.